Hello everyone, Rochelle here, and I'm back to share with you all some good yarny stuff. Alright, so let's get started, okay? So I have some finished projects, I have some works in progress, I have some new stuff in the shop, and I bought some yarn. But you know what? It's been a while since I bought yarn, so you know, I don't feel bad about it. Alright, so let's get started with those finished projects. We're going to start with the crochet projects first. Alright, so this is a hat that I made for my grandma. She already knows that it's coming, so it's not a surprise. Hopefully I'll have it shipped to her tomorrow. Hopefully I'll ship it tomorrow. So here it is. It's done in all half double crochet, and there's a flower, and I have a tutorial for this flower on my channel, so just take a look at it. It's like the first tutorial I did, so it's one of my earlier ones, and I made it long enough so she could make a like fold it up and have a brim. Or she could, you know, take it down and wear it over her ears, like so. Kind of looks like a cloak when you do it that way. Or she could get fancy and wear it like that. So I really like the way it turned out. And the yarn that I used was a Red Heart yarn. It's a Red Heart Super Sport, and let me see what color this is. Iris. This is Iris yarn. Now I'll have to go back and find out which YouTube video it was that I had made a matching shawl to go with it. I made the shawl, she absolutely loved it, and so she asked me to make her a matching hat, and that is what I did. So we both like purple, as you can see. But yeah, so that's how much I used, or that's how much I have left. So I don't know what I'll do with the rest of it. It's actually a rather squishy yarn. It's neat, and I don't even know if Red Heart even makes Super Sport anymore. It's probably discontinued, but yeah, it's actually quite squishy. So that's that. Moving on, I do have some knitted finished projects to share with you all. I have gotten into a washcloth, dishcloth type of kick. I've just been noticing that like a lot of the washcloths that I buy from the store, they don't last really long. They get thin, and you know, they just don't last a long time, and sometimes they don't always come in like the greatest colors. You know, I kind of like a lot of color. So let me get started and show you all what I have made. So this is the first one. And the pattern I used was by Very Pink Knits. I will leave a link in the description box below as to where you can find it. It is a free Ravelry project. And I think this is a pretty classic dishcloth pattern. I really like how it turned out. It's about a 10 by 10. I wanted to make it rather big. And the yarn that I used was I Love This Cotton. And it is a Hobby Lobby brand. And it is 100% cotton. It is super, super soft. I highly recommend it. If you all are thinking of making washcloths and you want something that's really soft, it's going to feel really good on your skin, I would really recommend the I Love This Cotton by Hobby Lobby. And this particular color is called Denim Blue. 334 Denim Blue. And that's how it looks. And it really does look like a pair of jeans. And this was actually the second one that I made. I made this one for my husband. And of course, in typical Rochelle fashion, I have not weaved the ends in. They'll get done at some point. But the very first dishcloth that I made was this one. And as you can see, it's much smaller. And when I finished it, and by the way, these have not been blocked yet, so they look a little, you know, they don't look like perfect squares. But when I did this one, I increased up to 50, and then I started decreasing. And when I finished it, I was like, well, it's nice, but it's a little small. So with this one, I did an increase up to, oh, was it 55 or 60? I think it was 55. If I'm wrong, I will tell you over here. But I believe I went to 55 on this one. So getting back to this one here, the colors are absolutely gorgeous. And once again, this is I Love This Cotton by Hobby Lobby. And here it is, caked up. Really pretty. It's got all sorts of colors, pinks, blues, a little purple, green. I think there's some yellow in there. It's really pretty. And here's the label. It is color 342, pink, green, purple. And it is 100% cotton. And each of these skeins are 3 ounces, 85 grams, 153 yards, 140 meters. And the recommended hook size, or the recommended needle size is a US 8 5mm. So yeah, that's that. So I'm really happy with the way those turned out. And that will actually take me into my works in progress, because I am working on another dishcloth. And here it is so far. And I'm using my Chalgu needles. And I'm actually using a size 7 for these. I wanted it to be a nice tight stitch. So I'm using a size 7, which is a 4.5mm. And these are the Chalgu red lace needles. They are awesome. They're my favorite. And this is what I've done so far. And I have begun the decrease. As you can see here, it's starting to turn. So I'm starting to do the decrease now. And I don't have the label for this one, but I will insert what the name of the yarn is, and I will insert it here. That's why I will insert that at. So it's really pretty. And just to show you all up close, that's what it looks like up close. Really pretty. It's got pinks, purples, like turquoise. Got like a teal green in it. It's really, really pretty. And I'm really loving the way that it's working up. And that garter stitch, it's so beautiful. And what I like about it with the garter stitch is that it has those ribs. So it's gonna feel really good when it's cleaning your skin. So yeah, really, really like it. Highly recommend it. Okay, so I do have some more works in progress. I am super, super close to finishing these, but I was asked to make some Seattle Seahawk headbands, and they wanted them to look similar to the Carolina Panther headbands that I did a while ago. So these are the Carolina Panthers headbands that I made, and there's a little football on there. And so this is what I've done so far. I have made 3 of these total. So I'll just show you one. So the only thing that's left to do is to put the football on them. And the football will probably go where the joint is, right here. And so I'm going to show you all what this looks like on the mannequin. And the great thing about headbands is if you make them wide enough, they can double as ear warmers. And it's definitely getting cold here in eastern North Carolina, that's for sure. So yeah, that's what it's going to look like. So I'm excited about it. And it covers your ears. It's really good. And you know, you can always add bows to this. And this headband slash ear warmer is one that I totally made up. Yeah, I just played around with the foundation stitches until I got a nice fit, and yeah, turned out really well. So let me just go and show you all the yarn. I've got, this is Red Heart with Love chocolate, and this is Red Heart with Love white, and this is Red Heart with Love pewter. And by the way, this is a really good scrap project. If you have some scrap yarn laying around and you know you don't have you don't have much of it, like, it's perfect for that. And I also used Red Heart with Love True Blue. It's a nice color. And this last yarn, it's a bit of a funny story. I did not have any more like lime green left because the colors of the Seattle Seahawks, it's blue, it's kind of like I don't know, it's a really cool looking blue, and so it's blue and it's like a lime, almost like a bright green color, and then it's silver. And sometimes in their uniforms or their helmets or their gloves, they'll have like a white streak through it or a white line through it. So that's how I came up with the colors. But anyway, getting to this yarn here. So it's been a while since I've, you know, bought yarn in the store. A lot of times, especially like a big box store, usually, you know, I get my yarn from a local yarn shop. But it's been a while since I've actually gone into a big box store and bought yarn. Usually I only do that when I have orders, and so I like to use acrylic yarn when I do orders. It's a really good yarn to use for that purpose. So I was going to go to Hobby Lobby, but I needed to go to Walmart, and I was like, you know, I hadn't been in the yarn section in Walmart in forever, so since I'm here, I just need like a little bit of lime green. I didn't really want to spend a lot of money on it because, you know, these headbands only have one strip of green in them right down the middle. So I didn't want to, like, you know, go spend an arm and a leg for a skein of yarn where I was only going to use like this amount on. So I was like, well, you know, let me go see what Walmart has, because I know that Red Heart Super Saver has a really nice green color. I think it's called Spring Green. So anyway, I'm looking around in Walmart and I pick up what I thought was the Spring Green yarn. And Spring Green, it's like a really light, bright green color. I've used it before. It's Red Heart Super Saver. And so I just picked it up, threw it in the basket, kept going. So I don't know if I was in the checkout line or was it when I got home. I can't remember. So anyway, I looked down at it, and y'all, I did not pick up Red Heart Super Saver yarn. I picked up Walmart yarn. I had seen this on Instagram that Walmart had their own brand of yarn. And I was like, I don't know about that. But it was so close to the Red Heart yarn that I didn't look at it. I was like, okay, Super Saver. Put it in the cart. Now, I haven't bought Super Saver yarn in years. Like, I can't even tell you the last time I've ever bought Red Heart Super Saver yarn. But when I felt it, I was like, wow, you know, Red Heart yarn has gotten soft. And unbeknownst to me, it was not Red Heart yarn. This is actually Walmart's yarn. It's called Basic Yarn. And the color is just green. And y'all, like, this yarn is really soft. It is a really soft acrylic yarn. I mean, you know, I have to give credit where credit is due. I never thought I would buy Walmart brand yarn. But y'all, this is great. It feels good. It does have a slight halo to it, if you can see that. Yeah, they got me. But yeah, this is, their line is called Mainstays. I don't know how well you can see that. It's pretty bright. But it's called Mainstays, and the pattern on the front is inside of the ball band. It's a 4 medium weight yarn, 7 ounces, 397 yards, which is a lot. Yeah, surprised myself. It's great. Feels really, really good. And, you know, just for the purpose that I needed it for that one green strip, it's fantastic. It really is. And, you know, some people will probably turn their nose up like, ugh, how can you use that? Well, you know, I think when it comes to yarn, you use whatever it is you want to. If you want to use a $32 skein of silk and yak, go ahead, because I've definitely done that. You know, if you want to spend $25 on some superwash merino yarn, go ahead. I've done that too. In fact, I've got a lot of it. But if you want to go and spend $3 on a skein of yarn, go for it. You know, I think that yarn is something that should bring us together instead of dividing us. So you use whatever you want to use. You use whatever you can afford. Some people can afford expensive yarn and they still prefer to use the not so expensive yarn. It's whatever you want to do. So yeah, really soft. If you're looking for an affordable yarn, you know, Red Heart got some pretty colors. They really do. Yeah, so, you know, use what you want to use. I know a lot of people use it for charity knitting and crocheting, which is definitely something that I am interested in. I have just not found the right charity yet. Acrylic yarn is really good because you can throw it in the washing machine. You can, it's a tough yarn. And of course, you know, you have superwash merino, which is also machine washable. But to be honest, I think when it comes to anything superwash, whether it's superwash or, you know, superwash with nylon in it, whatever. I think when it comes to superwash yarn, it's better to hand wash it. It really is. So you can machine wash it if you want to, but I think that it's better to hand wash that yarn. So if you're giving it as a gift, especially to someone who may not be or is unwilling to like hand wash something, or if you're doing charity knitting or crocheting and you know that the recipients of it probably is not going to hand wash it, then, you know, acrylic is definitely the way to go. And I also enjoy using yarn that's like an acrylic wool blend, like the Barocco vintage. It is acrylic, wool, and nylon. And so, you know, if you're someone that is stuck on acrylic but you want to try wool, I recommend the Barocco. I'm definitely at a point now where I am using less acrylic yarn. I'm moving more towards well, I have moved more towards the superwash wool and, you know, nylon, and I hope to get some MCN and BFL soon, which is merino cashmere nylon and blueface Leicester. I hope to get a lot more of that soon. So I use a variety of yarn. It's kind of like whatever I feel like, you know. Alright, so let's see, we've done finished projects, we've done works in progress, so now let's move on to shop update. Yes, so first of all, I just want to give a big thank you and a big, you know, hug to all of those who have purchased yarn from me so far. I know that my Etsy shop is looking really scarce right now because you all have bought it all, which makes me very happy. And I've really just been too busy lately to just dedicate time to buy yarn, or to buy yarn, to dye yarn, because, you know, I still work full-time, 40+ hours or 40 hours, and last week, the last 2 weeks have just been absolutely bananas. I have been searching for a car to buy for like 2 weeks now, and we've been back and forth to so many places. We've traveled up to 2 hours to try to find a car, my husband and I, and it's just been like that for 2 weeks. We've looked at so many different cars, like at least between 7 and 10 cars we've looked at in the last 2 weeks, and it's just been really, really time consuming because we haven't been able to find a car here locally that we like. So we've had to go elsewhere because, you know, we live in a really small town. So in order to get a car, we needed to go to like a bigger city. And so, yeah, that's been definitely taking a lot of time. And it's like, you know, we go to work, we work for 8 hours, and then we come home and we go look at a car. And I've had a lot of nights of just like less than 7 hours of sleep, which is not good. But yeah, anyway, thank you all so much for those who have bought my yarn so far, and thank you for all of the positive feedback that I've been getting on Etsy and the little notes, and it's really sweet. It really means a lot to me. Alright, so let's get to this shop update. Alright, so first I'm going to share with you all some skeins of yarn that they're just on one base. And I might have to zoom in for this, so excuse me. Alright, that's good. Okay, so the first one I'm going to share with you all is on the Kiss sock base. And as you all know, all of my yarn bases are Prince themed because Prince is awesome, and he left a lot of good music for us to enjoy and to remember him by. But anyway, this is called Overcast. And it is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. It is 463 yards, which is 100 grams. So here it is. It's really beautiful. It's got grays and blues, a light blue. It's stunning. And this was one of those I guess you say, like, it just didn't turn out the way like I had planned, but it's beautiful. It was definitely one of those happy accidents. Alright, so that's that one. Okay. I'm putting all of this in a basket as I share them with you all. Alright, the next one is, it's on the Delirious DK base. And it is called Crazy Peacock. And it is 100% superwash merino wool, 231 yards, 100 grams. This has been a really popular one. I remember this is one of the first colors I ever dyed when I was just like trying it at home. And I didn't really know what to make of it because it's such a unique blend of colors, and people have fallen in love with it, so I'm really grateful. And then I found Dory. I love that name. It is on the Adore Worsted base. It's 100% superwash merino wool, 218 yards, 100 grams. That's that. I love that mix of color. And for those of you all who has bought my yarn and have made something using it, or you know, have a project in mind, feel free to tag me on Instagram, share a picture on Facebook. You know, I would really love that. It would really make my day. So next I have Candy Girl on Delirious DK. And I named it Candy Girl because it just kind of reminds me of like candy and bubblegum and lollipops, and every time I say it, it also makes me want to sing the New Edition song, Candy Girl. Really pretty. Alright, the next one I have is also on Adore Worsted, and it is called Veggie Bottle. Here it is. Really pretty colors, like a golden yellow, deep red, and a deep green. I do love it. And all of this yarn is great for knitting and crocheting, you know. And this is Kaleidoscope on Kiss Sock. Love this one. And even though it has a really like bright springy feel, I am always that person that for some reason, and it's not planned, I always wear bright colors on cloudy days. I don't know why. I love color. You know, for me, color is not just something that you wear in the spring and in the summer. I will wear bright orange and green and purple in December. So I think this is a yarn you can wear, you know, in March, June, November, doesn't matter. You know, I like to wear bright colors all year round. And then the next one that I want to show you all is called Mobster. I love the name of this. Every time, it just reminds me of like those old style suits that the mob used to wear in those old movies. But it's on Kiss Sock. And it's got bright red and grays and like a hint of dark blue, like right there. Oh, this is actually on another base. This Kaleidoscope is also on MPG Sport. There we go. So, Kaleidoscope I have on two bases. Kiss Sock and MPG Sport. And the sock is 75% merino, 25% nylon, and the sport is 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon. So sock is a 75-25 and the sport is an 80-20 mix. And the sport has 328 yards and 100 grams. All right. And I also have, which this is one of my favorites. It's really, really cool. Just called Superstar. Alright y'all, my very rude camera decided that 30 minutes was enough, so it cut off. But anyway, I'm back. as I was sharing with y'all, before I was so rudely interrupted by my camera, I was sharing with you all Superstar. Here it is. This is definitely one of my favorites. I love the colors in it. And I have it on MPG Sport, which is an 80/20. And then I have it on Kiss Sock, which is a 75/25 superwash nylon blend. And so I'm just going to use one of these to show you all the colors. That is gorgeous. So many beautiful bright colors. It's hard to describe like how many colors is in this. It's just everything. Yeah, I really like this. Alright, moving along. Got a few more colorways left. Alright, so I have bell peppers. I like the name of this one. I have it on 3 different bases. I have MPG Sport, 80/20. I have it on Adore Worsted, 100% superwash merino. And I have it on Pop Life Fingering, which is 100% superwash merino wool. It's 490 yards and it's 100 grams. Pop Life Fingering, every time I say this base, the song Pop Life by Prince just pops into my head, and yeah, I love it. So let me just show you all what it looks like up close. Really pretty colors. It's got reds and green and yellow. Really nice. And once again, this one, you know, it's bright colors, but I would wear this year round. The next one I love is also a favorite, and I know I keep saying they're all my favorite, but you know, when you craft something, it should be your favorite, right? This is Hawaiian Sunset, and I have it on MPG Sport. I have it on Adore Worsted, and I have it on Delirious DK. So this is what it looks like. It's got pinks and oranges and blues and purple. It's got green. And I know that looks like black. And it's kind of like a, it's kind of like black, but it's actually a really, really dark green. Really nice. And it definitely reminds me of all the beautiful sunsets that, all the beautiful pictures I've seen of a Hawaiian sunset. So when I dyed this, that immediately came to my mind. And another one that I absolutely love is Firestarter. When I saw this, it just made me think of fire. And now that I think about it, there was a movie that Drew Barrymore did when she was like super, super little. I believe it was called Firestarter. That was such a good movie, and I haven't seen it in forever. I think I would really like to watch that movie. It was a really good movie. And I have this on Delirious DK, MPG Sport, and Kiss Sock. There it is. It's got a dark brown, golden yellow, red, like a deep red. And I really love the way the colors come together. I really like the way that red and the brown comes together. It blended really well. It's got darker spots throughout it where the brown met the red, so I really like that. And last but certainly not least, I have some cute little mini skeins to share with you all. I have tiger stripes, and this is a gradient. Of course, you can, you know, crochet it or knit it however you want to, but I designed it to be a gradient. Get all that together. And this is, it's a sport slash DK weight. It's 100% superwash merino, and each of these mini skeins are 54 yards, 20 grams. And so I've got black, I have like this orange is, it's a really deep orange, and then I have this one, which is a combination of the orange and the black and white, or bear yarn rather. So I do like it. These are just fun to hold. Yeah, such a kid. I also have purple paintbrush. Now, of course, this is a personal favorite of mine because it's purple. And this is a gradient as well, or you can use them separately. I know a lot of people like to knit the Cozy Memory blanket, so they're great for that. If you like swapping mini skeins with your friends, they're great for that as well. And it's 5 mini skeins each that come in these sets. But it's so soft. My goodness, it's so soft. And then the last one I have is called Holly Bush. It is deep red and deep green, and then I have this one, which is red green, and it has the bear yarn, and this one kind of reminds me of a candy cane, but it is called Holly Bush. So all of those are available in my Etsy shop. So yeah, they're all there. You can go check it out. I will leave a link in the description box below so you can find it. And also I try my best to update my, or keep you all updated via Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. So yeah, look out for that. I usually just post everything on Instagram, and then I share it to my Facebook and Twitter and Pinterest, all those other different pages. I do have a Ravelry, but I've got to do better with my Ravelry. When I get on Ravelry, a lot of times I will read or I will look at other people's projects before I will make something, and to me that determines a lot. So I know that if other people benefit, or if I benefit from other people sharing their projects on Ravelry, I would like to contribute and also post my pictures of my finished projects on Ravelry, so perhaps I can help someone else to see what it may look like. So yeah, I've got to do better with that. I really do, because I have made a lot of projects that I have found the patterns off of Ravelry. In fact, most of them do come from Ravelry, so yeah, I've got to do better. Alright, so the next thing that I want to go to are purchases. Yes, I have been buying some yarn. I haven't gone crazy. I just bought a few skeins. Now, as you all know, I love some Malabrigo. Love it. It's wonderful. So I went to a store in Chapel Hill that's called Yarn Inc. And look at this. Beautiful. Just, it's gorgeous. And I'm really not a pink person. I mean, I like pink, but it's a certain type of pink that I like. I like the darker pink. I guess you would call this hot pink, but I love this. And it has so many variations in it, and of course it has some purple. Anytime pink is mixed with purple, it definitely makes it even better to me. But I bought 3 very squishy skeins of this. It's really pretty. I really like all of the color variations there. And the name of this one, the number is 057 and the color is called English Rose. And it is the Malabrigo Rios. It is pure merino superwash, approximately 210 yards, 100 grams. Yeah, it's gorgeous. And I was wondering, I was like, well, because when I bought it, the lady there, she was like, well, what are you going to make? And I said, I have no idea. And when I got home, Malabrigo had just released some new patterns. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm going to have to go on to Malabrigo's website and try to find something to make with this. They have released some beautiful shawl patterns, and I think I'm going to try to make a Malabrigo shawl. And the shawl that I'm thinking about is actually a crochet shawl. And I'll put it somewhere around there as to what the name of that pattern is. But yeah, I'm thinking about crocheting a shawl in this Malabrigo yarn. It requires, I think for the shawl, it requires like 600 yards. So this is perfect. I have more than enough. So I'm really happy about that. And the last thing that I bought, I went to a beautiful yarn store called Great Yarns. It is located in Raleigh, North Carolina. If you are ever in the area, in the Triangle area, go check this store out. It's beautiful. The owner, Pam, she's just really, really nice. But yeah, so the yarn that I bought, it's a brand that I had never heard of before. It is called Vivacious Decay by Fiberspace. It's a luxury yarn. And it's beautiful. It's 100% superwash. And yeah, it's just a really beautiful squishy yarn. So here it is. Y'all, I can't even describe how squishy and how beautiful this is. And the colors are coming out true to color. It's just, it's gorgeous. It's just, it's lovely. And this is the label. So it looks like she might, or whoever the dyer of this yarn is, maybe, I don't think they're based in the US. I did go and I followed Fiberspace on Instagram, so I'm gonna have to look at some more of that yarn. But they have a website, fiberspaceusa.com as well. So if you're interested in buying this yarn and you are in the US, you can get it as well. It's just, it's beautiful, squishy yarn. It's like carrying a baby. It's really nice. Alright, so that is all the yarn that I have to share with you all. I do have a question though. I have been trying to organize my stash, and I have had yarn that I've had for like almost 5 years, and I've never used it. I've never touched it. The skein is completely unused, and I'm just trying to figure out what to do with it. So do you all know of any good charity organizations that are in the need of acrylic yarn? I would really love to donate this yarn. That would be great. I know it's winter time, and people need warm hats and scarves and things like that, and mittens and gloves. So if you all know of any good charities that accept yarn donations, please drop it in the comment section below. I would be truly grateful for that. yeah, I would love that if you all were to let me know that. Alright, so that is all that I wanted to share with you all today. Thank you all so much for watching and keeping up with me even when I go long periods of time without making a video. Thank you all to my loyal subscribers and viewers. Speaking of viewers and subscribers, I have realized that I have reached the 2,000 subscriber mark. Yay! I'm just so truly grateful to each and every one of you that tune in. There will be a giveaway coming up. It's not in this video. I feel like this video has been long enough. But yeah, stay tuned for that. I'm going to be doing a 2,000 subscriber giveaway. Yeah, so I'm super excited, and hopefully that will be in the next video where I will go over the rules and how to enter and all of that good stuff. So I'm going to end it here, checking my notes, looking around. Yeah, I covered everything I wanted to cover. So until next time, bye.